going to be discussing the end of 2021. Yes, sir. This is the last morning you will ever see of 2021. After this, there won't be a 2021, only 2022. With that, I have special news. Number one, it's going to be a special news. Number two, we got special things coming out, such as like Cheech and Chong, Castaway, and Lonely Holidays. Those are the three new singles coming to streaming services soon. Can't really discuss any much more with you guys because it's disclosed business and this disclosed business I can't do much about it, man. Like I really can't do much about it. For everybody out there that don't know what disclosed business is, that when I can't discuss the fucking business. There goes my monetization. Because I said the F word. Darn. There goes all my hard-earned money. Darn. What am I going to do about my bills? Darn. Fuck your bills. Fuck your kitty cat. Fuck your pills. Fuck your jitty yak. My kitty cat like me better than you. Yeah, my kitty cat said, fuck off. I'm taking like a little quick morning rip with you guys. Yeah. Let's just go through the list, shall we, of how many releases we actually had this year. Because there's a shit ton. So technically, I had R30, R30, Side B, Turning Midnight, Dark Winter, Afterglow, French Fries in the Fire, Nocturnal, 1398, Side B. So that's 9 fucking albums in 1 year. 10 albums. There's 10 albums this year. There's also one called From the Dark. It was a little instrumental EP I put out. It's got 6 songs. So there's actually I put out 10 albums. 10 albums in 1 year. In 1 year. That's crazy. 10 albums 1 year. That's crazy, dude. It's a lot of work. Ten albums, 10 years. This is the last morning of 2021, peeps. You won't get another morning of 2021 after today. Now, I know it's technically afternoon and whatnot, but for me, it's morning. Well, there's a lot. Actually, if you want to get technical, there was 11, but not really.
Chilling, writing bars like I'm bound to pop some rounds off. Round off the rest of the night with a round of applause from the ladies. They go crazy when I sound off. Excuse me if I seem kinda hazy. I smoke an ounce, dog. Charging back up these batteries. Got working great, planting trees. And smoking peace, always meditate. Still close like a sailor. Yeah. I'll still be gone, trying man, Taylor. But he be giving me bitches my trailer. Yeah. Money coming used, always doing good. My girls on her knees, always doing blessed. I'm in a mess, yeah. Picture this. You're on a mountain, stare at the sunset. Travel to the valley where the people met. Things surrounding me, gotta stick behind me. Then I found the drug, made me chin a projector.
End of 2020, end of 2021. Dun, 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 dun. Fucking up this, yeah, right, with my homies. That be so tight. I've been running up the plug. I've been running up the game. They just shrug. Yeah, you guys already know what it is. Yeah. Cheers, everybody. You used to call me at your cell phone, but all I have is a landline now. You used to text me on your cell phone. That's not when I need my friend. This is a proud sponsorship by Twitch 13, where all my live streams be popping off. Come on, I want to go scuba diving. Hurry up. What?
What's poppin', y'all? California hip-hop legend Dr. Dre's really had the golden Midas touch with rappers and producers that he signed, worked with, and put into positions to level up. I mean, names like the DOC, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, The Game, 50 Cent, Kendrick Lamar, and Anderson .Paak. I mean, they read like some people's favorites of all time. Those are the names that ring off immediately when talking about Dre's music empire, Aftermath Records. But then there's that other list of highly talented artists whose associations with this imprint were temporary, like Truth Hurts, Joel Ortiz, John Connor, RDX, veterans like Rakim, Busta Rhymes, Raekwon, and the supergroup The Firm, consisting of Nas, AZ, Foxy Brown, and Nature. Then you have the songwriter and rapper Justice that was discovered by Dre protege the DOC from Garland, Texas, under a half hour northeast of Dallas. Once the demo songs that enticed the DOC were passed along to Dr. Dre, it wasn't long before Justice found himself in the surreal situation of flying out to LA not to just meet with Dre, but to get to work with Dre. This is all well and cool on paper, but after one quick browse through Justice's collection of professional work, it really only shows what he did back in 2015. He popped up on Dr. Dre's Compton, a soundtrack by Dre from 2015, which also served as the music to the NWA movie Straight Outta Compton that Dre was a co-producer on. This is one of the projects that people have been waiting well over a decade for Dre to finally release a body of work. Justice sat alongside King Mex on the track Talk About It, BJ the Chicago Gig on It's All On Me, and on the star-studded joint Deep Water with Kendrick Lamar and Anderson .Paak. In that same year, Justice was also on another Aftermath smash, a 2015 album called The Documentary 2.5. But Justice was credited as JT at the time on the third to last song called Moment of Violence. with John Connor and King Mex as well. For any newcomer, these 4 features would look like the beginning of a beautiful relationship with Dr. Dre and a budding career. The reality is that 6 years later, not much has been seen or heard from Justice. Maybe now's the time to send out the search party to get to the bottom of the question: where in the world is the Aftermath artist Justice after being all over Dr. Dre's Compton album and on the Game's documentary 2.5 in the same year? Justice was swept up into the excitement of music directly from his family before he ever got around the Dallas hip-hop legend, the DOC, whose first album, entitled No One Can Do It Better, was released to Dr. Dre's NWA member Eazy-E's Ruthless Records in 1989 and was completely produced by Dre. What were those early music memories like for Justice?
Close family. I remember he was in a band in the 90s. He's a great musician. He plays guitar, he plays guitar, he plays keys, and he sings. So he's got this really cool bluesy, raspy voice. And he always inspired me. My talent as a musician early on was zero. I was not talented. I was interested in being talented. I used to love to write, and then I think that just transitioned easily to writing music. At the time, it was in my mom's garage because I didn't want to bother anybody. So I was in there with the music loud. It didn't matter if it was 100 degrees or if it was 45 degrees. If we were freezing or sweating in there, it didn't matter. We were just in there trying to get better.
Justice could have just as easily went down the path towards a career playing baseball, but music took a stronger hold over him. His innate talent on the baseball field had been nurtured since he was about 4 years old. When he graduated from Garland High School in 2009, he was presented with a partial scholarship to play baseball for Abilene Christian University, with interest in his baseball abilities also coming from coaches at Oklahoma State. It seemed like the obvious choice. But after he asked his mother to purchase a microphone for him for the now defunct electronics store franchise Circuit City, shout out to them, memories there, when he was 14, he began shifting his focus to writing and recording songs in his bedroom. How did Justice's parents react to his change from swinging a baseball bat to spitting raps? I love baseball and music equally, but music kind of started to creep to the forefront for me at the time. I had been playing baseball my whole life, and I was getting tired of it. My mom wanted me to play. My parents are both college-educated people, and they were tripping. They were like, what are you going to do with your life? What are you thinking? But I just had a feeling. Booking shows in the early days for Justice came from the assistance that was provided with a classmate of his from Garland High School named Gabe Cruz. This got Justice performing in front of crowds at a music venue in Dallas called the Green Elephant, near Southern Methodist University. These shows were put on by a talent showcase promoter named Joel Salazar. There were also open mic events at 2826 Arnettic and Deep Ellum for Justice to make a name for himself, but not going to college was definitely not a popular notion with his parents when he informed them of his decision. Eventually, his mother agreed to offer the same amount of financial support and effort that would have been put into sending him to college in order to get the ball rolling with music. The agreement with his parents was that Justice had 1 year to live at home to make his music career pop off, or he would have to move out on his own and get a job to support himself. Justice and his closest friend, Thomas Biggers, moved into a house in Garland that they referred to as the Fly Times house, which was based on Gabe Cruz's music blog at the time called Fly Times Daily. This became the social setting where Justice would meet other key pieces in his puzzle: Brandon Blue, known as the rapper and producer Blue, the Misfit, who was on his way out of a local duo named Sore Losers. Justice and Blue, the Misfit, formed the collective crew Brain Gang, which carried on for a few years. Under the stage name Love, JT, Justice released a free mixtape in 2012 called 21 Live Forever, with down-tempo beats and self-reflecting subject matter. These songs showed mature songwriting, but the content was not quite the party, fun songs that the Brain Gang fan base was used to getting from the crew. This led to respect from Dallas hip-hop supporters, but not much else. JT needed more exposure and resources to take his talent to the next level, especially with the big gamble of turning down college scholarships hanging over his head. When it comes to music in the state of Texas, Houston is typically the first name you think of, especially in hip-hop that has been full of heavy hitters as of late, like Don Toliver, Megan Thee Stallion, Travis Scott, hell, even if you go back, Riff Raff, DJ Screw, Paul Wall, Scarface, and many more. But 3.5 hours away from Houston in northern Texas is Dallas, the territory that's laid claim to its own musical mavericks. This large city is where we've gotten a wide range of flavors, everyone from Erykah Badu, Demi Lovato, and Post Malone to Vanilla Ice and Lil Twist. We also can't forget the Dallas hip hop artist that put out an album before all of them, the DOC, who was the bridge between the rapper Justice and the veteran Dr. Dre. Justice was adamant about being the next name added to Dallas' legacy, and he explained to Vlad how the incredible connection with the DOC led to the other Doc, Dr. Dre. I was performing every single weekend locally, performing, releasing music at a local level, trying to cultivate the city of Dallas with music, arts, and fashion. We had a whole kind of underground scene happening there, and it was an uprising of that situation. I'm kind of one of the first people to make it out of that situation. There's a lot of great talent still there. I had a mutual friend who really supported my music named Tony Hall, and he sent a DM to the DOC on Twitter. The DOC was like, "This dude is cool. Let me check him out." So we meet up in the studio. I played him a couple of records. He's like, "Let's do a demo." We do a little demo, 5 or 6 beats. It was all Dre beats that we were rapping on at the time. We put together that demo and shipped it out to Dre. But before I ever heard Justice's music, the DOC and his business partner at Silverback Records, John Huffman, as well as Tony Hall and his silent partner at Deep Ellum Music Group, put a deal together to produce a demo EP project for Justice with the intention of grabbing the attention of Dr. Dre. Justice also signed what's known in the industry as a 360 deal, which has become the standard for at least the past 15 years, which included signing over an undisclosed amount of rights to his recordings, performances, and merchandising. This process involved the DOC coaching Justice to get his sound polished enough to become worthy of being on Dre's radar. This also involved scraping any and all signs of JT's old solo songs off the internet. But according to Justice, it was actually his own decision to pull his previous tracks off the internet, as he explained to Vlad TV. "I took it off the web because I didn't really like it. Simple as that. You're always your toughest critic as an artist. So at the time, I was like, how about I take this down and get a fresh start, you know?" But you might see some of that stuff pop back up because people have it. There are certain pieces that are floating on the internet and stuff like that. So one day I might just put it all back out there. I took my music off the internet because I didn't like it. None of it had the N-word in it. This song in question, I want to say I was 16 or 17 years old. I was freestyling with a bunch of my friends. It got recorded, and I'm embarrassed by it. It was in poor taste. It's poor judgment. At the time, I was naive. I didn't understand the weight that words carry, and I apologize to anybody who got offended. Upon receiving the demo, it was Dr. Dre's decision to move Justice to LA full-time to get his studio grind started. With most music fans associating the name JT with Justin Timberlake, JT officially became Justice. Also, another Dallas area native, Michael Malawanichik, who worked as a senior designer at Nike Football, headed over to LA from Portland to help conceptualize his image as well. Before Justice was in the realm of the Aftermath Enterprise, or if you want to call it Aftermath Sweatshop, back when he was just JT to his friends back area, he was holding down a job at a Macy's department store where he could hardly cover the cost of his monthly rent based on his social media posts at the time. Justice also shared a photo of himself with pop singer Gwen Stefani with the caption, "Working with Gwen Stefani. Amen, no doubt." Back then on his Instagram page at officiallovejt. But now Justice's Instagram profile is nowhere to be found. It's one thing to listen to Dr. Dre's music in the comfort of your own home. And
that's weird as fuck, bro. All right, so we released 10 albums this year. There's 10 albums. We're gonna play some of our best work this year.
Well, that don't help quick, man. Praying for some more. Yeah. Smoking on that dope. It's the best of the smoke. Yeah. Praying for some more hope, please. Smoking just a little cheese. Yeah. Just got a little please. Yeah. In my studio. That's fixing to be confiscated. Yeah. Smoking dope on the audio. Fuck this all up. It's okay. It's yeah, just drink to get sedated. I think I remember who life. I wish I could have just waited. Cause my fuckers here is just in case you all fuckers faded. Yeah, all the girls I ever dated. You lucky you ever got this dick. Cause on my hand will never win. Yeah, first, one thing has babies, but she never say shit. Yeah, another bitch is a dead bitch. it right, yeah. Yeah, with capital. Education's pretty poor. We go to hospital and they're like, let me cut off your sword. Yeah, the chainsaw, bitch. Let me amputate your arm. Yeah. Look at that, my coffee, man. Yeah, pass me those vitamins.
Pass me your vitamins! Oh, vitamins! Oh, yeah, boy! Oh, yeah, boy! Yeah, boy! Yeah, boy! Yeah, boy! Oh, yeah, boy! I forgot my ball! I forgot my ball! I forgot my ball! I really know what's going on. I really do.
Yeah. Sometimes I get fucked over, but it's not because I'm lying. It's because I'm generous. Fuck this keep wasting my time. Yeah. And all these sluts want the pussy and the butts, thinking they a dime, bitch. You ain't even a five. Get off my dick. Get off my dick. You won't gotta be. Yeah. Get off my dick, 'cause you gotta be this tall to ride this ride. Yo. Rapping in the sanctuary. Rapping till I drop dead. Or they take me out. Yeah, better be instead. Yeah. Not because I'm lying, because I'm generous. I give fuckers all my time, and they waste it. Yo, rapping it away. Well, I was on some real shit. People started affecting it, and all had to went away. Alright, day after day. Until then, I'll find the words that I'm trying to fucking say. I'll wait for some. Yeah, I don't bounce back. And I'm a flower, let me bloom. My dick like a bomb. Please, next representative will book you shortly. Yeah, one moment, please. Your team customers abandoned you. Yeah. I think that's all I know, but I'm not for sure. Have you seen